Hi everyone, my name is Carrie Jane. Welcome to Metanoia. Today we're going to be having a bit change in pace. I've been doing a lot of numerology videos lately and I'm taking a break. Today is just going to be an unboxing video. Sometimes these are my favorite videos to do because I don't really have to come prepared. I just kind of show up with this thing that I've always wanted and I just react to it. So I like these videos a lot. If you're more into the numerology or whatever else I do on this channel, just, skip this one and hang out till the next one. There's always a lot of variety here. But nevertheless, I'm really excited to be unboxing this Oracle deck. This is going to be the Universal Mind Oracle deck. And as most of my decks that I unbox on my channel, this is, one that I've wanted for a very long time. I don't know what the availability is for right now because I actually got to pre-order this. I pre-ordered this in December and it just came yesterday. It's still in the packaging, which I'm glad I did because it's very pretty. And yeah, let's just get to it. So as I usually do, I'll probably edit out me wrestling with trying to get this open carefully. But oh, this is really cool. It comes with a little pouch. I was not sure if it came with any pouch. I was worried it would just come in like a, little plastic cellophane, but this is really good. And I might actually use this pouch for my Tarot Transformation deck because I still haven't found anything for that, and this is small enough to find, whatever. So here it is, the Universal Mind Oracle. Now, the guidebook for this is on PDF, and you can look it up yourself. It's accessible to everyone. But I'm going to make sure I have it up here so that at the end of the video, when I pull a card for you guys, you get a sense of what that's all about. And the guidebook, I really don't care that the guidebook is on digital because it's very good. I actually liked having it this way because it was a huge factor in helping me decide whether or not I wanted this deck. So that's just some initial thoughts there. And we'll get to that later. Let's just go right to the deck here. Right away, this deck is a really nice size for someone with small hands. It's kind of like a traditional tarot size. The cards themselves are not very wide. They're pretty thin and, elongated. And it's hard to forget this back art here. This honestly is what piqued my interest the most, I think, initially about this deck. Very interesting. And let's just start flipping through these. Okay, so we have a card here that shows element symbols. There's fire, water, ether, which is really cool. That's like the number 0. I just did a video on the number 0. And I'm going to be publishing that soon, but at this point it's in the past, so check out videos I posted in the past for that. And then we have air and earth, so there you have it. And then right off the bat, Universal Mind, the number 44, which is the number that follows me around relentlessly. I don't know if, why? I don't know why my camera won't focus on this at all. Oh God. So it's gonna be like this, I guess. There is no rhyme or reason to this camera. Just sometimes it works and sometimes it just doesn't do anything I want it to do. Oh my God. Why? Okay. It's gonna be like that, guys. Sorry, I don't know why. I'll just read them to you. Craters of the new earth. I like it. Yeah, you can see the image pretty well in the camera, just not the text, so I'm sorry. Divine Masculine. I'm always looking for cosmic stuff, because that's a major way that I connect to all this. Wow, Divine Feminine. And I think that I have another cosmic deck that I did an unboxing of on this channel. Unfortunately, I wasn't really impressed with it, and I barely used that deck because all the cards looked the same, and there wasn't even a typo, like, or just randomly I found that typo while shooting the video and just randomly picking a card and going to the guidebook. So I mean, like, that's a huge sign that it was done rather quickly. This says Gathering Tribe. But this is very different. This has a lot of variety. This is not just the same card over and over again. This has very good on-point keywords for those who are walking this kind of path in their work. Lovers. I wonder if I just, like, put it real close, if it'll do anything. Ooh! Oh, that was only for a second. Giver. And it's a tree. Like the giving tree. I love it. And this, it has, you know, the little symbol in the corner to show the element. So I'm interested to see her displays of the ether, what she considers the ether in here. Wings. And it's a butterfly. The self-published decks are my favorite. Naked. It's like literally someone's butt. It's hard to see in this camera because it's washed out, this one in particular. That's a butt. Quench. And it's raining, I think. Swamp. Solar Eclipse and the Unseen, number 33. Okay, now I'm going to kind of just look through these and share with you the ones that pique my interest the most. This one is like the back of the card. Which, ooh, come back here. Believe. Let's see here. Ooh, Safe Passage. I like that one a lot. Be Love. Purpose and Duty. Less is More. That's a really good message. Roots and Branches. Extend and Expand. Sacred Space. I think the name of her Etsy shop is Forest and Crow, and this is the image that she has up there for that. I like this a lot. I like that. I like the combination of the crow on the water with the moon in the background. It's like, you know, crow, the messenger, water being in flow, but also water has this, like, this mystery about it. Think like Scorpio. Let's see. Experience Dawn. That's really cool. That's a beautiful message right there. Oh my goodness, I've had mornings like this, like where you go camping and you wake up and it's like kind of foggy out and the light is filtering through the trees. I love that. It's extremely refreshing. It just, I don't know, cleans your spirit, cleans your whole everything out. You feel renewed in moments like that. Okay. Oh, a little bunny. Vulnerable. That's really cute. This is adorable. I love this. I love how it's like this deep cosmic stuff, and then like I love quirky stuff. So this is really good. I love this journey. Patterns. Beautiful deck. The card stock is perfect. It looks like a very good balance between like easy to shuffle and not gonna fall apart. So that's really cool. Crystals. I wonder what the message she has for crystals. That'll be interesting to look up. Life-giving nutrition and mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Not the psychedelic ones, no, the food mushrooms. I could have it every day. Healing chakras. Oh, unknown, and it's just like black. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Ooh, and it's. I love anything with clouds. My bedspread is just like clouds, but with the color scheme of the sunset. Like, so the clouds have like these very, very pretty orangey pinks casted onto them. And anything with clouds, for whatever reason, I'm really all about that. So I'm really excited to pull a card for you guys. Let's ask that whoever is watching gets the message that they're meant to receive today. Okay. So that's funny. I was wondering about the crystals card, what she would have to say about crystals, so that came out. But also patterns. So let's go to the PDF guidebook and see what our insights are about that. I mean, I can just tell, like, if you have an altar, these are going to totally give it a new life. So I think it's safe to say this is extremely well done artistically. Okay, so here's the introduction to the guidebook. Earth-based shamanism taps into the collective consciousness through the natural world. We all have the capacity to develop this relationship, although, as with any other skill, it must be honed and practiced. This connection can take you as deep as you choose to go, and it will show you as much as you choose to see. The Universal Mind Oracle was inspired by and through this intimate relationship to the earth. These cards beckon you to engage the spirit of nature and recognize universal consciousness as an infinite force where truth resides. When our intuition is activated, we are able to access the realm of truth in every moment. So I'm going to try to keep this video shorter than I usually make them and not read too much of this guidebook, but I do want to mention that she has a really good introduction, and I think this paragraph is what sold me. She says, "Welcome. I go through phases of neuroticism, sometimes rather dark. Then again, we all do. To anyone who doesn't acknowledge your shadow aspects, you're cheating yourself. And we are supposed to be intense. It is our wild nature." And I just completely agreed with that, and I knew immediately that I needed this. So that is all I'm going to share with you for that. I'm just going to dive into this message now. So let's start with patterns. It says patterns/systems. The world is a confusing and turbulent place, but we make sense of it by finding order. We notice the regular cycles of day and night, the waxing and waning of the moon and tides, and the recurrence of the seasons. We look for similarity, predictability, regularity. Those have always been the guiding principles behind the emergence of science. We try to break down the complex profusion of nature into simple rules, to find order among what might at first look like chaos. This makes us all pattern seekers. And this is a quote from, let's see, Philip Ball from Patterns in Nature. Some keywords for this are crown chakra, finances, contemplation, examine, order, crystals, to go with this, howlite, sea salts, labradorite, essential oils, bergamot, basil, almond, element water. Yeah, for some of these, she just has like a quote. So that's patterns. And then the next one, crystals, it has a quote, but she also has like a paragraph on it. It starts off with a quote: "To begin with, the crystal with which you work, which you clean, polish, and purify must be yourself." That's really cool. And that's by Luke Borgalt, I think. Before we begin our work with crystals, we must be sure that our intentions are clear and our hearts are pure. Yeah. Next, we must take care to honor the crystals we are working with as unique living beings, and to be cautious of our human tendency to claim ownership over them. We must consider the sacredness of crystals and preserve them as ancient teachers. Avoid wearing crystals when you are in lower vibrational state, since the crystal can amplify both high and low vibrations. Crystals remind us to always be working on ourselves and show us the importance of consistent spiritual cleansing, soul purification, release, and setting clear intentions. And I totally resonate with that message. I treat my own crystals exactly that way. They're not just tools for me to do whatever the heck I want with them and they serve me. I look at them as a divine creation, a piece of earth, and therefore a tiny piece of consciousness that is just accompanying me on my own journey. And I don't think that is a common thing amongst people who collect crystals. I think now, because it's so much in mainstream, crystals are all about, like, there's like a decor aspect to them that people are not willing to admit. They want to be spiritual, whatever the heck that means, but there's like just a lot of people who are kind of buying these things just because it looks pretty, and it looks pretty in their, living spaces or what have you. And there's a lot of people who just buy crystals because they want like this thing to just fix their lives. Like, I want money, so I'm just gonna, buy a lot of citrine, and then this is gonna fix all the problems in my life. To me, like, that's sacrilegious. Like, crystals are divine creations. I call them earth candies. They are, if you believe in there being no real separation in life, like, everything has a consciousness, because everything was just split off from the soul spark, so to speak, from source. So everything has a consciousness, and if you really want something to serve you in this way, you have to serve it. You have to acknowledge its sacredness. So perhaps that's, the message that this wants me to say today. I think that patterns actually goes really well with the crystal card, because what is a crystal? It's a repeating pattern. In fact, I read this book a while ago. I forget the author's name. And he was trying to explain many things, but one of which was questioning what is life. And he was trying to scientifically explain how crystals, for example, could potentially be a very basic form of life, because it's structured. It's different from just random matter. There is a repeating pattern within its matrix, and so that's what we see within our bodies. That's what we see with everything. So he was trying to introduce perhaps the thought that perhaps we should rethink what life is. It could be like, what is life really? What is life to us? How do we define life? It is very hard to define what life is. Especially like when we're, exploring other places in the universe, other planets and other solar systems, where, you know, we have to figure that out. What is life? We're very young in our exploration of all of this. And so I think that eventually, as we become a little bit more open and less dogmatic in scientific communities, where we kind of see all organization as a symptom of, or like a precursor to life, and therefore it is, you know, crystal, something like a crystal would be, you know, a little very basic living being. And then going beyond that and actually trying to figure out and stumbling upon the very innate relationship that life has with consciousness. So thank you so much for watching this video. This message was not very personal. It was kind of broad, but a cool topic to talk about. And if you would like a reading with me, please go to the links in the description. I'm a numerologist, so all my readings are through that lens. I do reports, which looks like a written report, as well as a consultation. That's through Etsy. But I also do monthly readings. So we talk about the numerological atmosphere of that month. And then I look at your birthdays. And I talk about specifically what you're probably going through right now. And then at the end of that video, I pull a couple cards for you guys to wrap up the message. So if you would be interested in that, please visit the links in the description. Thank you again all so very much. Let me know what you think of this deck, if you have this deck, you know, any thoughts you might have. And stay tuned for next week. I will be continuing my videos on how to calculate numbers in your chart. And I'm not sure what will happen after that though. So yeah, stay tuned. Thank you again. And I'll see you all soon.